Hey there, Brian Hutchison, Global Career Guy, back here for episode 48. I'm back on campus today for my first day as chair of the counseling department. And who do I have here?
Hi, I'm Carolina. I'm a past alumni student from him.
Carolina, you just graduated a couple of months ago from our counseling program. What was your degree in?
It was in counseling for school counseling and mental health.
You did both?
Yeah, I did.
You're a glutton for punishment then.
Yes.
So Carolina, tell me a little bit about your background, like what brought you to counseling? Why is this the career that you chose for yourself right now?
I really enjoy working with people and I like understanding them and helping them. So I thought the counseling field really would help me develop my skills as a professional. And I picked in New Jersey City University because I've been here before. I'm an alumni and I really like the program. The people here were amazing and very helpful, very nice, and I really think oh yeah, I met Dr. Hutchinson towards the last end of my program, and I have to say that he really changed things around. And he was like the most amazing professor we ever had, and
That's
I'm not
$10.
Just saying that.
Keep going.
I got gift cards.
$15. I'm just paying her for all of this. So here's the thing. I think a lot of students that just graduated from a counseling program in May would have spent the summer sort of nervous or even afraid about getting their career started. So we were just talking about where you're at with your career without naming names of companies or anything. Can you talk a little bit about the job search for yourself this summer?
Yeah. So since I do have a school counseling and mental health field, I had a little bit of a wiggle room as to where I wanted to apply. The job search was it's been good, but pretty difficult trying to get callbacks and interviews and stuff. My dream was to work in a university, so I've been focusing on schools and applying for different schools around my area. But there's plenty of jobs out there. Anybody that needs mental health or for entry-level positions are really good. I particularly like to work with children as well, so I've focused on that. The agency, from what I can recommend, is to work with a recruiter because the recruiter helps you find the job. And that made things 1,000 times easier for me, and it just made the whole process more enjoyable for me and so much better. Like, it made a big difference.
Yeah. So I will say, I talked to a recruiter yesterday. I think that you have a job. It's not official yet, but we think that you're going to be working in an urban environment with children.
Yes.
Doing what type of work? Like mental health work?
Clinician work, yeah. I would be working with PTSD children, people that have been through trauma, and helping them transition from an old environment to a new environment, and helping them with that whole.
So environmental change. You're talking about immigrant and refugee clients, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Unaccompanied minors that came from the border. Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Cool.
Yeah.
So what? So when you think about that work, so here's the reality. A lot of people out there aren't going to be familiar with that work in anything other than they see the news. Like, what is it that you think the most about when you think about what's important as a counselor to keep in mind? I think that's what I'm asking.
I think making sure you meet them where they're at, and keeping an open mind, because you have no idea what they've been through. You have no idea what kind of life they've had, and it's probably very different from what we're used to. So keeping in mind that what your life looks like now, can potentially be very different from what they've been through. So not assuming, and not jumping to conclusions as to where they might have been at. And I think really finding out their background a lot. I think it's important.
Yeah. And you use what, like narrative or play therapy, or what type of like approaches do you use when you think about that work?
I want to use play therapy because I'm going to be working with a lot of children. Most of them don't speak English. Almost none of them speak English. So either Spanish or some other tongue language. A lot of them are native, so they have languages that we've never even heard of. So I think play therapy is a universal language that we can use, and I can get a lot of information from that non-verbally that I can just get from. Yeah.
Excellent. So we have to wrap up soon, not only because we're almost out of time, but I started exercising again for the first day, and the arm that is holding this is dying right now. But let's end with this. As you've gone through this journey the last few months, like what is one piece of advice or career advice that stuck with you the most?
I think definitely keep believing in yourself, that even if sometimes you might apply to 100 different jobs, you only get one interview, that it's okay, and just keep keep knowing that you're great and you have the skills, you're a professional, and something will come no matter
Excellent.
what.
Excellent. And so having been her clinical supervisor for the last year, if you see her on the other side of the desk as a counselor, I know that you're in good hands and she's got a bright future in front of her. So Brian Hutchison, Global Career Guy, signing off. See you again next episode.
Bye.